So when I was working for BDP, or no, that was my agency. When I was working for Bickel and Jennings and learning to be an agent, we represented Dean Stockwell. And of course, Dean and RussTamblyn and Dennis Hopper and all those guys. Is it good that I'm talking to you and looking at you? Okay. So they were all pals. So Russ's career, you know, was acting career. He was an artist, but it was like that was sort of like, it wasn't happening. So Walter Bickel, my mentor, Walter said, well, you take, you be sitting on the meeting with Russ and his wife Bonnie, and they're bringing their baby in, Amber Rose, who was just a little thing. So they came in the office and we had a meeting with them, and so we took him on, and Walter said, you pay attention, you look for stuff for Russ. So I was learning my chops as an agent, God help us all. And I saw at MGM on Fame, the television show, that there was a role that I thought Russ could, he absolutely could do. And given that he had been nominated for an Academy Award at MGM and had, worked there, so he got the job. It was a day job. And they wouldn't give me any special billing. They wouldn't give me any special money. I think it was probably $500 for the day, So, okay, we took it. And then a year later when Fame ended, I think it was the last show, they gave Russ special guest star, but we were getting his career going again, which is much harder than selling a new actor. Anyway, so then he was playing in Music Man in Phoenix, and I flew to Phoenix and saw Russ in Music Man, and Amber Rose, their daughter, and Bonnie were there. And Amber Rose was she was a toddler, and quite frankly, I didn't think she was a very attractive little girl. I thought, well, okay, she's, and a pistol. She was a pistol all over the place. So that was my second encounter, and then we became close friends because they lived in Santa Monica and I lived in Venice, and I'd drop by their place after work and take a script to Russ, or so over the years they'd come over to see us, and Amber Rose loved cats and chased my cats all over the place. And so as years went by, when she was about in the 3rd grade, Bonnie called, or Russ did, and said, would you come to Amber's school play? She's starring in Pippi Longstockings. Bonnie did the costumes, as I recall, and Russ and I went over to his house and we went to the school, and that little girl walked on the stage. By now she was tall like her mama, getting tall, and Christ, man, she owned the stage. It was just like, it was all there. It was all there. And my instincts are good, but I knew that this kid really had the goods. So, not a bit afraid, not tentative, just owned it. So I start looking around, some stuff, the breakdowns come out for different shows, and I see on General Hospital they're looking for a character named Emily, about 11 years old. So I call Russ and say, Russ, why don't you let Amber go, just go for the interview, no big deal. He said, well, I don't really want her in the business as a child. I did that and it wasn't all that, good for me. I said, well, just think about it. So he finally said, okay. She went in. I was told that there were about 250 other girls that were up for that little girls. Now, maybe I'm exaggerating, but you know how as you get older, your mind goes like, oh, all of a sudden there's a 200. But she never auditioned in her life. She never had a class in her life, and she walked away with that part. She played that part from the time she was 11, I believe, until she was 18 or 17 and graduated high school. Russ would drive her in, and then he began joking because the guard at the gate would say, oh, well, Amber Tamblyn's father's here. to bring Amber Rose. Well, of course, he was no longer RussTamblyn. He became Amber RussTamblyn's father, which, you know, he has a great sense of humor, so it was perfectly all right. So that was the beginning of, I mean, the beginning, it was just, you know, we all, you know, the rest is history. What can I say? She's written 2 books of poetry that have been published. It's amazing stuff. And over here is, this was the, I think the opening party or something for the first book. And I have both of them, and I'm proud of them because she's as good a poet, and I don't know about poetry, but I love her poetry, as she is an actress. And then this was a postcard she sent when Joan of Arcadia was opening up. Oh boy, here we go. She was always very thoughtful to speak of me and her beginnings with me. She never forgot, which one is always grateful for. And this was a Christmas card she sent at some point in the past. And I haven't seen much of Amber Rose over the years, but I stay in close touch with her mama and papa. So that's my Russ and Bonnie and Amber RussTamblyn story.